And that's about it. So I'm about 90% completion if I had to put a percentage on.
No more pretending. See it, and if I want it, you know I'ma get it. Cause I'm a hustler, stay on my grind to go get it. Fuck with a nigga saying I ain't fearing no nigga. These lanes be talking, but it be behind my back. Scared to say it to my face, cause they know how I react. Keep a lot of straps so we could throw them hands, you won't do that. So why you talking behind my back? Like you on a strap? Nigga, this ain't no rap. This here is real shit. Got these pussy niggas mad, all up in they feelings. But me, I'm posted up. Got these hoes like I feel them. El wanna dime, Polo Nino, yes, I'm him.
For the day, I hope you enjoyed. YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is Big Lessine T, where I do car vlogs, how-to vlogs, fashion vlogs, lifestyle vlogs, travel vlogs, just showing different elements of my life on my channel. I know you saw the last video. I went to Mexico. I had a great time, but it's kind of like back to reality. I came straight back after 4 days there and had to get back on the grind as far as work. Finally get 1 day off before the next grind week starts, so I haven't had a chance to really do much vlogging. I've been kind of just catching up on things since I got back. But I did want to give an update about my Range Rover, my truck, and let you know what's going on, let you know what I'm going to do today. It's so hot down here in Texas that I have to work in the morning because later in the afternoon is above 100 degrees, 105 degrees. Like inside of my garage can easily get 120, and I don't want that. So I tried to just go ahead and get what I can done in the morning, because I'll be having to take cool breaks and shit like that, and then just try to jump back on it in the morning. So I'm only going to do a little bit today. I'm going to show what I'm going to do today, which is pretty much my intake manifold install. I tried to go ahead and order gaskets for it. In fact, let me show you what temperature. 93. So it's 93 degrees in my garage with that door down. And it's comfortable. There's no heat protruding in, so I'm going to leave it like that. As you can see, I got my fan, my little Dyson fan. So I'm going to turn it on also to get a little bit more air. I normally will open my garage door just to let some light in, but not today, man. 93 degrees already. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So by noon, it's going to be above 100 degrees. So sorry about the lighting on my camera, but I just wanted to show y'all this one thing real quick, because like I said, I stopped working on my truck for a minute because I thought I had ordered the wrong intake gaskets, because the intake gaskets that come on the intakes, they kind of clip style, like they clip onto the intake. So I'm thinking they sent me some Felpro gaskets. I thought they was the wrong gaskets, but I ended up ordering those gaskets because in the picture they look like the clip-on gaskets, but then when they came, they the same fucking gaskets that I already had. So kind of like wasted $20 and a little bit of time, because I could have went on and probably most likely had that done. I could have had my intake bolted on before I even left town. Now this part right here that I'm going to show you, flip the camera around. I also went ahead and ordered this. I don't want to focus in. Let me try to zoom it so it can focus. Sorry about it, give me 1 second. Focus in on this part number. I had to cancel sport focus. There we go. I had to order this part also because I wanted to replace it. I'm going to show you what that is in a second. I got a part number for it, original Land Rover part. And that is in this pile of junk somewhere. But I'm going to show you the new part that I have that actually shows what it is. See those colors? I'm looking real forward to getting my truck back on the road. This is the intake gasket. As you can see, I ordered one. The new one came. And it was the exact same freaking gasket. It's $20, no big deal, but wasn't expecting that. Let me show you what this is also. As you can see, this is the Felpro intake gaskets. They come in this design now. Hopefully it's a better gasket. The one that came on the intake was metal also. None of the metal gaskets I think are really super good gaskets, but I guess they held up for a long time. And this is the part that I bought. Nice, clean, brand new, come with gaskets, come with a bottom gasket. This goes to the thermostat housing. As you can kind of see here, I went on ahead and put all of this on the thermostat housing, but this bolts down onto the intake part, which I got covered up, and it goes inside of there. So this is like a valley that pumps the coolant into the heads, the head part and the block part. So that's what I decided to go ahead and put on today. Oh shoot, garage light went out. Sorry about that. My garage light went out on me. I'm gonna go ahead and get my other light, because without the garage door open, it's less light, but it's much cooler. So I kind of want to deal with that. And I'm just gonna show you where I am now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the intake on and show you where I'm at after I do that in a minute. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to show what both of these look like. As you can see, the one on the left is the new one, and the one on the right is the old one. You see all the deterioration, stuff like that. This is the original one. Look how the inside of it looks. So it was like a $30 part, so I went on ahead and replaced it. Said, why not put a new one on it? Then I got the intake gaskets. I got to clean the base of the intake, which, as you can see, this is the intake. I got to clean the base of it, so I can go ahead and put that on, which really shouldn't even take that long. Maybe about 30 minutes I have that on. And here's the update to where I am at on the vehicle. You can see I had to put the EGR tube back on. It actually sits up underneath the intake. So just play around with that till I get it up underneath the intake. I may have to loosen it a little bit to adjust it so that this part can bolt onto the intake, because it get bolted onto the intake. Blow out all the where I have the paper at, the blue shop towel at. I'm gonna blow all of that out just to make sure nothing is really down in there. This part here is the part that I'm talking about, where that coolant flow valve, whatever it is, goes. So I'm gonna put that on there, and that's pretty much all I'm trying to accomplish today. From there, it's just a matter of, I got to get my new spark plugs, put my spark plugs in, put the coil packs on. As you can see, they're off. Put the coil packs on. I have both belts already on. I got the thermostat housing stuff all nice and bolted on. You can see the radiator is still not in, or the clutch fan. I got to put all of that assembly on, but that's the easier stuff. I'm gonna do that on my next day off of work. So I want to say by next week, Friday, today is Saturday of this week, I got to work the next 4 days. 2 more days of working on this. After today, I should be starting it up. So after this video, the next time you see it, unless I have any more updates or something else new I want to add, it should be at the point of startup. So it's mid-July. I should be able to get a little bit more time out of it, because July and August are still extreme summer months here. But should be back on the road. I went on all this stuff is new gaskets, new thermostat, new water pump. I put a new coolant level sensor in my reservoir, because that was faulting out. I just try to replace and upgrade everything that I was having issues with, which was just like sensors or something like that, while I could. And of course I want to get this the best chance of success. So I went with new timing. Might as well replace it. I'm breaking the timing down. The timing set was only 80 bucks, right? Anything I saw that was too old, I replaced. A lot of the hoses I haven't. Some hoses are already replaced. Some hoses I haven't replaced yet. So I do have 2 more hoses that I will be replacing with new ones that I already had. I just never put them on. And that's pretty much where I am at the start of my day. Then I still have to get oil filter and oil. I still have to get antifreeze and spark plugs. So in reality, that is like another few $100s right there. But put this intake on, and then I will be ending this video just showing where I'm at. Only thing I have left underneath is the exhaust gaskets. Putting the exhaust back up to the exhaust manifolds. The last big thing up top, of course, is the intake, which I'm going to be putting on in this video. So this video is how to install your intake, and we're going to go from there. So stay tuned in a minute. Alright, back to a catch-up point in this video. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop today. As you can see, this is the Pcv valve. Highly suggest replacing it. I never replaced it. Didn't really have much of an issue with it. Usually gas or smoke come out the back, like oil smoke. Didn't have really much of a problem with it, but if I was placing so much on my rebuild, I decided to replace it with a brand new one. As you can see, the pile has gotten a lot smaller. Lot smaller. It's pretty much just the coolant reservoir, the fan, clutch fan, and just the radiator shroud is all that's left in that pile. All of those linear components have already been replaced. This is the part number for the Pcv valve. It's that LH003380. And as you can see, this OEM spec part that I replaced it with. I gotta go and grab spark plugs. These are spark plugs that came out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and replace these with 8 new ones. You can see how worn. They're not horribly bad, but much as I'm doing, why not go with some new ones? I'm pretty sure they cost. And this is where I'm stopping at. As you can see, the intake is on, which wasn't hard. I think it's on like 10 bolts. Just make sure nothing is out the way, and make sure the bolt holes always start with the back 2 and the front 2 on each side, to make sure that the holes in the gasket is lined up with this new style gasket. The old style gasket clipped on. This new style gasket does not clip on, so it comes a challenge making sure it's still in place before you bolt it all the way down. But if you put a bolt all the way in the back and a bolt all the way in the front, it should bolt down fine. I went on and plugged some stuff in, connected a few things, put a few things back together, like the fuel injector plugs and stuff like that. Most of the plugs on this side I've completely done, except for the coil packs and stuff. As you can see here, here's the new EGR, the Pcv valve. This side, I've connected the fuel injectors, and I just have to finish connecting more, because more is on this side. The injector, the coolant lines, heater core lines, all that stuff is on this side of the vehicle, not that side. So a few more things to connect on that side. And once I get everything connected, then it's just a matter of the radiator, putting that back in, and the fans, the clutch fan, connecting all the hoses, such on and such forth. And it should be at starting point. So this week coming up for sure will be the week I do a first start back on my truck after the initial problem that I had And we there. We there. And this is the initial problem right here. All right. In the process of me breaking things down, I've had a terrible, 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 terrible discovery. Look at that. So what I was hoping for. All right. And that's about it. So I'm about 90% completion if I had to put a percentage on it. So this concludes this vlog. Thanks for watching. Me installed the intake manifold. I know I didn't show me installing the intake manifold, but like I say, this is for novice. If you took it apart, you watch my other vlogs where I took it apart. Assembly is pretty much the same. I was just giving more updates on my build. It's only 10 bolts to put it on. I gave you tips on how to put it on. It's about 30 minutes to put it on. Like I said before, I went on and plugged up a bunch of stuff, connected stuff, did all those kind of things. While I was at it, I only wanted to work on it for probably a couple hours today, since I have to work tomorrow early in the morning. I do my 4-day work week, then I got 3 days off. My 3 days off, 2 of those days is 100% dedicated to my truck. Get up early in the morning while it's still cool. Because look how hot it has gotten in my garage. Let me show you. 101. 101 degrees. So it's 1 something in the afternoon now. I think I started, it was almost 10 o'clock. And now in my garage it's 101. And that's with the garage door down. If I let the garage door up and let all of that heat come in, it'll probably be 103 to 104. But if it's 101 in the garage, chances is it's 100 degrees outside. So it's gonna conclude the video. I done sweated enough. Make my store run to get my spark plugs. I think other than that, is spark plugs, coolant, oil filter, and oil is the last things I need. Right now I'm just gonna get the spark plugs. Well, I guess I can get it all towards the end. I don't have to get the spark plugs right at this very moment. And that's where we at. So stay tuned in a minute.